Yeah, so I think it's really important for people to participate in caring for local forests like Newberry Woods Community Forest, because there's so much inherent value in developing a connection to place-based learning for students, place-based relationships for adults and children and people in the community who come out here and walk up to the view and see the amazing view out here. I just think that it's really important for folks to have access to spaces like this where they can develop those long-term relationships.
My name is Pat Kirschbaum. I have lived in the Silverdale area for about 32 years, and I started volunteering with Great Peninsula Conservancy 2 or 3 years ago when they started the community forest program for Newberry Woods here.
When you walk out here, what do you feel?
I think I feel some sense of peace, but I also feel some pride in being part of this, what GPC is creating here, and being able to provide some input into what happens with this piece of property, how it can impact the community. I think it's got multiple values. Obviously, just having this open space and having this area available for people to walk and recreate or just kind of be out in nature is something that's advantageous for the community. It also, with the community forest, you have an opportunity to provide input into what you want to see come out of that forest and how that forest might be used. So I think there's a whole nother benefit that maybe a lot of people don't even realize they could be part of. If they became part of the community forest advisory team, they can provide some input into that too.
Hi, I'm Tom Coleman, and I am a steward here at the community forest, and I am the president of a volunteer group and steward at the Newberry Hill Heritage Park across the street, about half a mile from here. The lands are both connected, so I'm working on both of them. I think that we need to think about land being a gift that we can give to our grandchildren and the people who come after us long from now, who wouldn't notice that there was anything different if we didn't make national parks and state parks and big wild areas like this. They're important to save, and the more we can save now, the better it'll be in the future.
It's been going pretty solid. It's been pretty smooth. I was one of the ones who was out here on the first, when we did our side intro on our first day. So it was pretty daunting to come out here and see just like fields and fields of Scotch broom. But yeah, no, we've been cooking right through it and covered like 6 acres now, I want to say, of just like clearing Scotch broom. And yeah, it's been going pretty great.
So for today, if you hear the chainsaws in the back, we're thinning out some of our stands to reduce the stand density to allow more light to the forest floor, and that reinitiates the understory. You're essentially improving the quality and the health of the habitat. It sounds a little ironic that you're cutting trees to make it better, but this is one of the tools in our toolboxes. I'm very excited about seeing whether these birds are responding to the treatments, which species, and are our target birds correct. So yeah, as a scientist, this is my interest, is using ecological data to guide our forest management activities. And for a community forest such as this, we can incorporate the public and the community to help us collect these types of information. And so we do have community members that are helping us mine through our acoustic data to find out where and which species are responding to these practices.
I'm Justin Howell. I am the owner and CEO of Applied Ecology. We got involved here because this project seemed like it would be a good fit for our skill set and sort of the direction we're trying to develop into, which is just a more varied and broad community-based effort to make forests healthier. You know, I think back to previous eras where, you know, large projects, large building projects would be undertaken, and the people that were doing the work of building that building or that temple or that creation, you know, might never see the actual fruits of their labor. You know, they would live their lives, work their entire lives on the project and likely die before the project was ever finished. I kind of liken it to that. The impacts here are going to go well beyond our lifetimes. These are very long-lived organisms. So, you know, the expectation that the work we're doing here, those impacts could be felt, you know, here on this piece of land hundreds of years after we're gone is totally, totally expected. This is the new way. You know, we are just waking up. For years, we've been doing extraction and bringing the value on the land to market and leaving the land scarred as a result. Then we understood the concept of conservation, which is, hold on, we can't use up everything. We should probably leave some things alone. And now we're just seeing the sunrise on what I think is probably the most important and hopefully the ultimate state, which is it's not enough to just put things aside. It's time to put things back in. It's time to use the great value that we've generated with, you know, the world's biggest economy and start to feed the land back, take the value out of the economy and put it back into the land. And I think that's really the magic that's happening here. As we work with more and more landowner partners, whether it's intellectualized or not, I think that's the deep sentiment. How are we going to make this place more valuable in the natural sense than it was before the last round of people took the value out of it? That'll have to do.